Hi, I'm Susie Laskin with Keller Williams Lakes and Mountains Real Estate, and I'm sitting down with Anita Burroughs, who's Carroll County District 1 State Representative. Anita, could you tell us how you decided to get into local politics?
Sure. I guess it would go back to the presidential election in 2016, and I was unhappy about where I thought the country might be headed, and I thought, well, I can either be upset about it for 4 years, or I can maybe do something positive, and that was actually when I decided to run.
So, what is it that you like about getting into politics?
Um, I like representing the community. I like being more engaged, even more so than I was with the community. I'm really enjoying my time in Concord. I'm finding it challenging. I'm the new kid on the block, but there's about a hundred of us, so it's a good time to be in the legislature, and I'm finding it challenging and fun.
What has surprised you the most?
Um, what has surprised me? I guess it was a nice surprise. The committee I'm on, the Judiciary Committee, is run by a very wonderful woman by the name of Margie Smith, and Margie runs it as a nonpartisan committee. So I don't even know who most of the people on the committee, if they're Democrats or Republicans, and I find that a very refreshing change. We talk about the issues. We don't talk about what side of the aisle we're on.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very refreshing.
yeah, it is refreshing.
Well, what advice would you give to aspiring leaders?
Um, well, I guess if you want to get into politics, let's say, I think it's really important to maybe even before you do that, get involved in community activities. I think joining a board, there's so many incredible nonprofits in the valley. I think there's over 100 of them now. That's a really good thing to do. Or, you know, become elected to school board or to your zoning board. That was one of the things I did. So just start getting involved, and I think that's a good first step.
Who's your political role model?
Well, I guess if you're looking locally, I mean, I'd say that I learned a lot from our current representatives, including Ed Butler, who took me down to Concord with him rather, when I was thinking about running, and kind of showed me the ropes. And he just works very hard. I really like his ethic. And there's a lot of great local reps. Jerry Kinnerk and Susan Tyser, they're all really good people. Edie Damaris, I'm really enjoying working with all of them.
And tell us, what are your goals as a community leader?
Well, I want to do the best I can too. So I think my cat's tail is in there. My dog's about to be in the picture. My goals, I want to listen to the people in the community. Again, when I ran, I pledged that I would be as bipartisan as humanly possible, and I really want to stick with that. And my goal is to look at the issues on the merits and do what I think is in the best interests of the community. And I'm always hoping and wanting to meet with constituents and find out what's important to them.
Now, I know you've not been in Concord very long,
Right.
and you just started. Have you had a specific memorable experience that stands out to you so far?
Boy, memorable experience. I guess one of them was our first Democratic caucus, and the majority leader is Steve Shurtleff, and I really liked that he said, "I will never tell you how to vote," which isn't always the case when you're in state politics. He said, "I will never tell you how to vote. If I ask you how you're going to vote, it's only because I want to get a count," and I really like that.
That
Yeah.
seems pretty
Yeah,
refreshing.
yeah, it is.
Tell me a little bit about what you love about your neighborhood.
Well, I love, you can't see from here, but we have an amazing view, so I love looking at the mountains in the neighborhood. I enjoy our neighbors. The number one perk about this particular location is that we abut the national forest, and there are trails right in our backyard. So that's just awesome, and it's great. Sometimes it's inaccessible in the winter, but it's just a great thing to have as a resource.
We didn't mention that the neighborhood is in Bartlett, and it's beautiful mountainous neighborhood, so that would be important to note. The neighborhood that Anita represents in Concord is Bartlett, Jackson, and Hart's Location.
Correct.
What are your favorite places to go and things to do in Mount Washington Valley?
Well, they usually involve my dog, who's sitting at my feet right now. I just love all the trails. I mean, I might My favorite quick walk, in fact, I was just there before I met with you, is Theater in the Woods. I love it. It's quiet, it's peaceful. You can go along the river, just beautifully maintained. So that's one of my favorite places. But I just love that there are just so many trails. And I guess my favorite thing to do in the winter is to go cross-country skiing at Bear Notch or at Jackson Ski Touring on the dog-friendly trails.
Yeah, I love doing that
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I just, it gets us both out, exercise, and it's just my favorite thing.
I love to do that
Yeah.
with my dogs. We
Yeah.
like to go to Whitaker Woods.
Yeah, yeah, they're all great. They're all great.
Are there any things in particular that you would like to see improved in your neighborhood?
Improved in the neighborhood.
Or maybe in Mount Washington Valley in general?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'd say one thing that I was hoping for has happened, which is that this election cycle brought people out. It really got people involved in the community, not just in politics, but a lot more people were running for the school board and for selectmen. And there's just been a revitalization of interest in community and what that means, and I think that's a really great thing. And I'm hoping that continues. I think it will.
Me too.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. This is Anita Burroughs representing the towns of Bartlett, Jackson, and Hart's Location. Thank you very much, Anita.
Thanks, Susie.